Oh, we got lots to talk about. Hit that like. Here we go.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on, everybody? It is time for another episode of In This Very Ring, right here, only on A2D Radio, the best sports media company on the planet.
The best.
We here at In This Very Ring, we are brought to you by Body Check Wellness. Body Check Wellness is a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code A2D for 20% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy. He's our doc. Make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com, or his locations at Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And the Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox, we are very, very happy to support them. If you or somebody you know needs help with mental health or addiction issues, please don't hesitate and give them a call, 856-651-8117. Our topic of conversation today is brought to you by Alan Foy of eXp Realty. If you're looking to sell or buy a home or for a change in career and brokerage, contact Alan Foy of eXp Realty, LLC at 302-682-8820, or visit him at alan.foy@exprealty.com. My name is Ritz. This right here, this is Butters. And today we are going, tonight, we're a little bit later than normal. Tonight we are going to talk about AEW Dynamite. That's right. Don't adjust your dials. We're actually starting off with AEW. I know. I must be sick.
Holy shit. He's talking about AEW to begin with. Oh, boy.
Kenny Omega versus Jungle Boy. And by the way, spoilers.
Hey,
Spoilers.
real quick. Is there spoilers involved?
Spoilers.
Sweet.
Tonight, AEW had their AEW Dynamite special Saturday night show. It was capped off by Kenny Omega defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Jungle Boy. And tonight, we saw Kenny Omega continue his undefeated streak by winning against Jungle Boy. And our topic of conversation, our poll question, okay, which is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. That's manscaped.com. Promo code A2D Radio. Kenny Omega was the right person to win. Hashtag agree or disagree. Butters, you haven't seen the match yet.
Nope.
Okay. You were still working. So before we give our reason behind it, all right, we're going to go to ringsidenews.com's recap of the match. I'm going to read it to you, break it down, all right, and you'll give just a raw gut reaction opinion. I watched it. I actually had the opportunity to sit down tonight and watch it. I was at a little VIP party for the tune-up shop that I go to. Shout out to them on 513 Sawdust Road. They are the best. They are the best in the tune-up business by far. But I convinced them. I was like, hey, do me a favor. There's not a lot of us in here at this point. Put on TNT. Let me at least watch the main event. Turned it on right as the main event was starting. So here we go.
Real quick.
Lock up.
Just so y'all know, I do follow what's going on. So, this will be a decent, gut reaction to what happened.
Yeah, you follow it more than I do.
Yes, I try to follow this whole AEW Impact thing going on because it's something else that could be bigger. So I do keep up. I do follow. So heads up for that.
Yeah, you do follow it more than I do. Okay. All right. Lock up to start. Jungle Boy powered to the corner. Another lockup. Omega rings the arm. Jungle Boy flips out, gets an armbar of his own. Jungle Boy taken down by hair. Omega with shots in the corner, chops, elbow strikes. Jungle Boy turns the tables with strikes of his own. Jungle Boy hit a back elbow, an arm drag, a drop kick, sends Omega out of the ring. He goes for a dive, but Omega ducks under the apron, and Omega throws him into a barricade. And this is when we do our first picture-in-picture. They go to commercial break. Okay? So while that's happening, Jungle Boy hits a shotgun drop kick onto the barricade. Omega side suplex onto the steel steps. Jungle Boy's dumped over the barricade, literally into the front row. They just put him in some old lady's lap. Hits an axe handle, boots to the corner. There's a chop from Omega. He misses a moonsault, and he counters a senton. He hits the backbreaker for a 2 count. And at that point, we've come back from picture-in-picture. Chops on the ropes. Jungle Boy eats an inside cradle for a 2 count. Brainbuster from Jungle Boy. Back elbow and chops to Omega. Jungle Boy with a low drop kick to the knee. Back elbow sends Omega out of the ring. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a great recap, right? It looks like they did it live and they were just quick typing. Because there are a lot of mistakes in this that I am having to correct on the fly. It's not great, but it works. All right, so at this point in the match, in my opinion, I think is when they kind of started picking up the pace. Mm-hmm. Right? He hits two tope Jungle Boy hits two tope suicidas, a tornado DDT. Omega rolls out of the ring. Jungle Boy hits another tope suicida. Omega with a suplex from the top rope for a 2 count. He misses the first V trigger, but hits a second and a third, a Snapdragon suplex, and then a 4th V trigger. Jungle Boy reverses a one-winged angel into a reverse Arana for a 2 count. Omega hits a 5th V trigger, power bomb, and a 6th V trigger. 2 count. Jungle Boy reverses a V trigger into the snare trap. The Good Brothers run out, but Kaz and Jurassic Express intercept, sends everybody to the back. Because at the beginning of the match, so Jurassic Express and the Good Brothers get thrown out immediately. Okay? Omega gets to the ropes, forearms to the back and forth. He hits a 7th V trigger. Jungle Boy with a clothesline. Omega hits a brainbuster for a 2 count. We get our 8th V trigger in the match. Then Jungle Boy reverses the one-winged angel into a pin, 2 count. Another snare trap by Jungle Boy. He pulls Jungle Boy's hair to escape. Omega throws Jungle Boy face first into the turnbuckle for the 9th V trigger, the Tiger Driver 98 at 2 count, and then hits the one-winged angel for the win. What do you think?
All right. So, sounds like a good match, first off. Not
it was great. The recap doesn't do it justice.
I was going to say, for a shitty recap, it sounds like the match was really good. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I'm going to have to disagree with the poll. Kenny Omega was not the right person to win this match. I feel like this should have been, at this point in the entire run, this is where the downfall of Kenny Omega should have started.
I don't disagree.
Do what?
I don't disagree.
You should have had Jungle Boy win it. Now Kenny Omega's kind of questioning himself. Did I really just lose to this kid? This little skinny, short little runt, did I really lose to this guy? There's no way. And then it's at this point, the next step is his next match is against Andrade Idolo for the AAA Mega title. Andrade wins that. Downfall further. Sami Callihan takes back the Impact World title. And now you have a Kenny Omega down in the slumps, down in the dumps, done. Don Callis is there with him for what? You're a manager now? You're no longer an EVP of Impact? You're fired? What have you done for him now? Now you can't give him that big boy status. He's got nothing left. This could have been the great start to a great story for the downfall of Kenny Omega, and you ruined it.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. I think this was the right time, and I've said it before. I've said it on this show. I've said it privately. I think that Kenny Omega is not living up to the hype, I guess you could say, for me anymore. He just kind of exists right now. and I want there to be something. Like, I don't want him to get stale.
No. You could have at least, like, I don't know, had Kenny, try to win a couple more titles to see if anybody else would have, given him just a couple more titles, pay a little extra just for, maybe a couple weeks or a month or so. That would have been fine. But at this point, if all he's going to win is these 3 titles, the downfall should have started here.
Mm-hmm.
As great as, some of these matches can be, Jungle Boy can give a hell of a match regardless of. And this is the second, shot at the title. I think it's his second shot, if I'm correct, at the title that he's lost.
Who?
So then, Jungle Boy.
Because
I can't remember if he faced Jericho or Moxley the first time.
I'm not sure.
I think it was Jericho. But at this point, it's like, why do you keep giving Jungle Boy all these? Like, I get it. You try to build him up, try to make him look good. But at what point do you finally pull the trigger on a Jungle Boy run? Even if it isn't for a long run, at least, get that belt off Omega. Now he's got somebody else's belts. Everybody's gunning for him. Andrade Idolo, he wants the AAA, he wants the AEW, he wants the TNT. He don't care. He's coming with that aggression, so he could have been easily taken off the AAA next. Then you got Sami Callihan, who is pissed because of Don Callis. Now he's coming. He's coming hardcore. He's going to beat the hell out of Kenny Omega. He's going to damn near kill the man.
Mm-hmm.
And, it makes for a better, more interesting story.
See, I guess for me, right, this is how I look at it. It's literally Kenny Omega is at the top of the wrestling world. Mm-hmm. And he's been at the top of the wrestling world for a hot minute.
Yep.
Okay. Why? Why has he been? Why is he still there?
He was real hot in Japan. Yes, that's Japan. There's a lot of fanboys here in America that like Kenny Omega. He's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Nothing to knock it, but like you said, why is he still at the top right now? We could be giving other people that spot. We could give other people that shot. Is it because you're a VP of AEW? Is it because,
Well, let's get to the comments real fast, and then I really want to break down Kenny Omega as a champion of champions, for example, in essence of what he is, right? The Godfather himself, Mr. Tom Arno, my guys. Oh, hi, Andy. Shut up. A whole lot of you. Butters carrying the show as usual. Okay. Here we go.
Damn.
No.
Shots fired.
No, let's do this. Go ahead.
Hey,
go ahead.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Whoa. I got no control over the show.
Mm-hmm. Brian Wilson chiming in, Wrestling Talk, #Team Butters. Make sure you catch Tom, Brian, and Greg every Sunday on Agree to Disagree, and Tom and Greg every Wednesday night on A2D Wednesday night. Greg says Jungle Boy should win every match. I completely agree. Pete Evans chiming in, yo fam, yo my brother, what is up?
What
he
up,
wants
Pete?
to know what he missed. Well, what Pete missed was Jungle Boy Omega, Jungle Boy winning. I mean, not winning, Jungle Boy losing. But what you guys missed, and see that little icon next to Pete Evans' name? Make sure you guys are checking out A2D on YouTube and check out our A2D memberships. The $9.99 month. Perks include appearances on shows, member-only streams, shout-outs, and weekly sports picks from Money Pot Podcast. Jake Friel from A2D Fan Friday. What's up, fellas? I'm going to agree to the poll. This is why you're wrong.
Right.
Damien says Omega is the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. Very possibly. Jeff from Birds of a Feather. #agree. But Jungle Boy tonight, he needs to be considered for a strong push in the future. See, all right, let's get into that, right? I don't think that tonight is what should have solidified things for Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy has been at the top of his game for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, I missed Dylan's comment. I don't want to forget this. Justin Roberts said 16-minute time limit, and then it was an 18-minute match. I thought it was going to be a draw because usually it's TV time remaining. What's funny is I was actually kind of like, I couldn't hear the commentary, so I didn't know that's what Justin said, Dylan. So thank you for letting me know that, right? But I'm looking down at my watch occasionally going, they got to wrap this up pretty soon, right? They're not going to bleed over.
Yep.
They got to wrap this up. Yeah, and then they wrap up, and I'm like, wait, that's too early. And then that's when the pandemonium happens afterwards. Right? And we'll get into that, and, because who says it? Where are they? Dylan adds in, they're going to give the belt to Christian, I'd assume, since he's a bigger name. So here's what happens after the match. Omega goes and hits Jungle Boy with the belt. Christian hits the ring. He attacks Omega to save Jungle Boy. The Hardy family office runs down and attacks Christian. Matt Hardy takes Christian down. Hardy goes for a twist of fate. Christian reverts it into a kill switch, but the Young Bucks hit a double super kick on Christian. Hardy then hits a twist of fate. So the Elite and the Hardy family office celebrate over Christian Cage to end the show. I don't want it to go to Christian next.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably see a title match between Omega and Christian, but I don't see Christian getting it.
Jungle Boy needs to take this time. Because right now, other than old guys, and no disrespect to Christian, no disrespect to
Sting,
or any, Moxley or any of these other guys, right?
Big Show, Henry, yeah.
I don't need them anywhere near the title picture. Ryan says, where's Luchasaurus? Luchasaurus, Marco Stunt, and the Good Brothers got kicked to the back as soon as it started. And that's Marco's fault in that one. They played it off as it's Marco's fault. But anyway, I digress. Okay?
Ooh, using big words tonight.
Oh, do you need to look it up real fast?
No, I'm good. I don't need dictionary.
Okay. Ryan, by the way, you can check out Ryan Baroto every Wednesday night on HD Wednesday nights, and him and Tom on Mondays at Monday Morning Quarterback. You put the belt on Jungle Boy because he's the future of this company.
Yep.
Of this industry. I said it on this platform weeks ago. People like MJF, cocky little fuck, and Jungle Boy.
Sammy Guevara
is also in that conversation. That's the future of professional wrestling.
Yep.
Right? If you're not going to take Sammy Guevara away from this inner circle pinnacle.
Hey, it fucking works. It fucking works every time.
This pinnacle bullshit, then you have to go for Jungle Boy.
Yep.
Right? Because MJF and Sammy are tied up. And Dylan hits the nail on the head. Jungle Boy has wrestled the most matches in AEW history. He's more than paid his dues. MJF and Guevara will be future champions. I think all will, but I think it's Jungle Boy's time.
Yep.
Okay? I'm a very big fan, if you haven't figured it out, of Jungle Boy. I like his work. I like what he does in the ring. I will say this, you could tell there wasn't a lot of chemistry between Omega and Jungle Boy very early on. They tried to find their footing. It seemed a little like it was missing something for me. That if I had to nitpick the match, because it's a good match, right? It's definitely one you go back and watch. I won't say it's a barn burner. It's nowhere close to a classic, right? Or a clinic or anything of that nature. But they do pick up steam. It's just, you can tell they're very different styles, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny sells really weird for me.
I think he's still in that whole Japan selling thing.
You can kind of it felt like a misstep. His V triggers looked weird, like little things. And again, they're nitpicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You at a certain point with a match, I can't just come on here and say, "Oh my God, it was great! It was great! It was great! It was great! It was great!" No, that just doesn't work. I would be remiss if I didn't come on here and nitpick the shit out of this stuff because at the end of the day, I would hope that somebody somewhere in the bowels of Daly's place is nitpicking this match as well. And nitpicking everything that's on wrestling TV. As they should, as it's no different than when a running back or a quarterback watches tape. You know, when the team sits down and they watch tape and they watch whether it's tape of themselves. All right, what did you guys fuck up? Which is a conversation that happens more in the city of Philadelphia than most places.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, too soon? Too soon?
Ooh.
Or it's
Somebody
a hey,
gonna get the ass whooped.
or it's a hey, watch out for these guys. Watch out for these specific people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why you're watching the tape. So, as a wrestler, as a performer, essentially, and I explained it tonight, you know, to a couple people that were there. As an actor in the most loose form ever, you watch back your performances, or at least have a third party who hasn't seen the match watch it back and go, where did we miss? Did this hit everywhere it could be? Because you can't. It's different for wrestling than it is for like a TV show, right? TV show happens, you watch it. You can't change what has happened.
Nope.
But in wrestling, you can turn around and have that same match in 3 nights on Wednesday Night Dynamite, and it's a totally different match.
Yep. You know, just like how WWE likes to do its, you know, pay-per-view rematches the next night. You know, you're not going to get the same match twice.
Exactly. You know, and again, I like this. I like Dylan's viewpoints on these things. I like the way AEW is treating Miro as a dominant force. Darby dropped the belt because he was still on top, and he said he didn't want to hold on too long to become boring. That saves character. Kenny's getting dry now, like Sheeta was. Put this in a box and just save it. Because what did I tell you before we came on the air?
Click.
Omega's getting stale.
Yep.
I am not a fan of one person bouncing from territory to territory, picking up the main titles of those shows, and just walking around them. Now, if you want to build a story to where we put all the belts on Kenny rides the I have all the titles for like a month, and then we go into what you talked about at the top of the show systematically, and I don't mean one match after the next, after the next. Right? Let's book it out. Okay, January. Let's go start in January. And this is not a true timeline of events, right? This is just kind of how it takes place. Month 1, Kenny wins belt 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so forth, right? Because right now he's got 2. He was carrying 2.
He's got 3 belts.
He was carrying 2.
He's got 4 because 2 of them are for the Unified Impact titles.
It wasn't Impact. Is it?
Yeah. No. He's got AAA. He's got AAA, AEW, and the 2 Impact titles.
Shut up! I'm looking it up right now.
I know what
he had. He had the TNA title around his neck.
No, he never won the TNA title from Miro.
Listen, the TNA title, the Impact title, you fuck.
Yes, it's because there's 2 of them.
All right, hold on. So currently, he is the AEW World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He is the current Impact World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
He is the current AAA World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
So why does Impact hold the fuck on?
No. Here's why. No. That's what I'm trying to say. Impact had 2 titles at one point because Moose brought back the original Impact title, the original TNA title.
It's fucking dumb.
And somebody else had the Impact title, the Anthem Impact title. They did a unification match and so the champion now had both. Kenny Omega won the Impact title, which won both. So now he's got both. Instead of having one unified belt, TNA currently has the 2 world titles.
That's fucking stupid.
kind of like they did with Cena versus Orton and unifying the world title and the WWE title.
And I said it. I was there that night. I was there the night they did it in Houston. I thought it was dumb then. I think it's dumb now.
But that's why you see
I
Kenny. That's why you see Kenny with a lot of belts, is because 2 of those are from one company.
But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's fucking dumb.
It is
it's fucking retarded.
It is.
But let's. I move on. Month one, he wins the Impact titles.
Mm-hmm.
Month 2, you win the AAA title. Month 3, you win the AEW World title. In no particular order. Fuck it, I don't care. Month 4, you're riding high. Okay? And then month 5, you lose that very first title you won. And then month 6, you lose the second title you won. You have a 4-month reign with each title.
Mm-hmm.
Which takes us to 7 months. You took 7 months of a year and booked this to where you were on the climb, you leveled out. Fuck it. Let's say you're at the top for 2 months. You took a 2/3 of the year and you were on the top of everything. And I'm only counting 3 promotions.
Yep.
We should be on the downward side of things right now. Kenny should... Now, I think it might start with AAA. I think you're going to see him drop the AAA titles, drop the Impact titles, and then drop the AEW World title. But I think tonight it should have started. It should have started tonight with Jungle Boy.
Yep.
Let's get to Dylan's comment, and then Frank's got a comment in here as well. Let the Elite collapse once Kenny falls, which is hopefully soon. I couldn't agree with you more. Then let the Young Bucks lose the tag titles. Let the tag titles go to Santana or Ortiz. Okay with that? Frank says, hey, yo. Sorry to bother you at work. Jungle Boy has the ability to be a main event push. Him and Cassidy should be back in the title picture come Full Gear and Revolution. With the new show coming soon, those two, Sammy, MJF, should all have hardware soon. And Dylan adds, he agrees. Pac as well. I think Lance Archer should have won TNT over Cody the first time around. All right, so Pac. Let's talk Pac for a second, because I think out of everybody that we've talked about over the last probably 3 or 4 minutes, Pac is the shortest conversation. And it's no disrespect to Pac, but Pac is somebody I'm very familiar with from his time as Neville in the WWE and all that. I think Pac's been at the mountaintop, right? He's done a ton of stuff. His time will come again, but he was at the height. And because, in my opinion, you do not need to be champion to be at the top.
Nope. Look at Snuka. Look at Piper.
It helps. It helps, right?
It helps, but
when you do one thing, when you get on a plane and you fly, and I'm going to spitball here, you fly from the U.S. to Tokyo, and it makes news that you left the country. That's big, right? When Pac left WWE and started traveling, anytime he got off a plane somewhere that had a wrestling promotion with a camera in it, people paid attention.
Yep.
Okay, let's go Orange Cassidy. I will be the first person to tell you, when I first saw Orange Cassidy, I didn't get it.
I thought it was boring.
I thought it was funny, right? Because my first time seeing him was on the independent circuit. Somebody, it might have been Jax, said, hey, you need to watch this guy. And I was like, okay, I'll watch stuff you send me. I'll watch stuff anybody wrestling related. It may not be that day. I'll eventually watch it, but I watched this thing and I was like, okay, this is comical. It's an independent show. I get it. It's comical, right? There's no way in Schitt's Creek this is gonna take on a big promotion.
Yeah.
Boy, was I fucking wrong.
I mean, and people were eating it up. I just, people eat it up, and I'm just like,
but I get it. I get the hype. I get it. And I talked about this. I don't remember what event it was, but I watched it, and at a certain point, the sunglasses come off, right, and the hands come out of the pockets, and he starts really hitting the ropes. Which, by the way, hitting the ropes with your hands in your pockets and doing the flips that this fuck was doing is impressive in of itself.
I don't see how you could do that. It's like wrestling with your hands in your pocket. You're like, what? I'm just like, who is this guy? How the fuck is he doing this? And he's just making it look kind of cool.
I think Orange Cassidy. I don't think that character will ever catch Vince's eye.
No. I think Vince is trying to stay as far away from Mr. Orange Mimosa here.
I think somebody like Orange Cassidy just spits in the face of every wrestling tradition. I think he has a lot of respect for the business and all that. But if I'm Vince, if I think like Vince does, God help me. But if I have a Vince McMahon mentality, and I don't think it's anything against Orange Cassidy per se, but that character just doesn't work in the Vince McMahon formula the way it sits right now.
I don't think that type of character would work in WWE in general.
I think it would if he was given the opportunity to just go and do him.
To try to put it over?
Like an NXT, but it would have to be an NXT with a crowd. Right? Like a takeover. Like a Brooklyn crowd. Like you need to have that show up at a wrestling town. So that's Orange Cassidy. Again, I got a lot of respect for Orange Cassidy. I think he's awesome. Who else is in that conversation that between Frank and Dylan brought up? Lance Archer. We're talking about somebody I don't get.
The Murder Hawk.
Fuck that.
Who do you like? Where do you come up with the name of the Murder Hawk?
That's like some Rick and Morty shit.
like, did he murder a hawk? Did he truly murder a hawk to get that name?
That's like Bird Person. I'm Bird Person.
The Hawkman. I mean, Murder Hawk.
Bird Person. I thought you died. I am now Phoenix Person. Oh, fuck off. But I think Lance Archer is a decent in-ring performer.
I got it. He'll be renamed Killer Eagle.
I want to hurt you. I want to hit you.
Suicidal Falcon.
What? No, shut up. But I think Lance Archer, and maybe I'm so, like, I don't want to say against the kid, right? I don't like Jake being with him. I think part of that's just because I was never a Jake the Snake fan.
I honestly think Jake's there to help try to get Lance over. You know,
but
you have that.
Not...
It's mainly you just have that name and that person as a manager, in the hopes that something will rub off from Jake to Lance. Yes, don't get me wrong. Lance is, he's a good wrestler, but maybe something a little more will rub off, and it'll push him to that next level that everybody wants him to be at.
I don't see a reason why you need to have Jake the Snake there.
It gets something Jake to do, honestly.
I don't give a fuck.
Jake just wants to do something. That, I think he had a little help from DDP to get there.
Oh, God. Now you got Frank started. Now you got fucking Frank started. God damn it. But I think Lance Archer could do fine on his own.
I'm a
Darby
subtle
Allin.
Blue Jay.
That's fucking good. Darby Allin's another person in that conversation. Like, I will not disagree that AEW has a lot of the future of this industry.
Yep. I think Darby's trying to, even though yes, he is with Sting right now, but I think Darby is trying to be that Sting of AEW.
But think about this, right? I'm over here bitching about Jake the Snake, and then literally in the next sentence I say, Darby Allin's great. Darby Allin's greatness, and you say he's with Sting, and I'm okay with that. But here's why: there's such a difference of, you listen to people talking. It's like when they talk about WCW, they talk about how people got Sting money. There's a Sting rub, and then there's a Jake the Snake rub. Right? I'm sorry, Jake the Snake is what he is, and is an icon in the industry, and everything like that. But you have Jake the Snake, Sting. And what Sting's doing is putting the focus on Darby, but also showing Darby this is how you do it.
Yes.
Right? He's more of a mentor than anything. Jake the Snake is a literal valet. He's a manager, right? And speaking of valets and managers, if you missed it, Chrome had part 2 of our Shane Douglas interview where they talked about is the manager / valet role a dying art in the world of professional wrestling. Check that out in the archives on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Speaker, or in our YouTube channel, which, by the way, become a member. It's $9.99. You're not paying for the WWE Network anymore, so take that $9.99 and put it here.
Yes.
That being said, I just don't think Lance Archer needs a Jake the Snake type person.
No.
Okay.
Maybe somewhere closer to Vicky Guerrero style.
Fuck you.
I didn't say it had to be Vicky. I said somewhere close.
Nope. Look, I love Vicky. Okay? Her voice is like nails on a chalkboard in the bowels of hell. But I like Vicky. I like what Vicky has brought to the industry.
She gets that nuclear heat that hardly anybody can get.
Without even opening her mouth.
Oh, yeah. It's just literally walk out, fucking place goes from calm to nuclear in 2.6 seconds or less.
And here's the other bit. Vicky, like I follow her on social media, everything like that. Very sweet person. And you see that in her posts and the different things like that. She really does give back to the profession that essentially gave her the life that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And to see her take to it so well, right? It's a really cool thing. I think Vicky's a great entity for any wrestling company to have in your back pocket, right? Especially if you want to give someone heat. We're talking about, Darby getting the Sting rub, Lance getting the Jake the Snake rub, FTW, FTR, whatever the fuck they're called, the old Revival, they're getting Tully Blanchard.
Yep.
Cody's got Arn Anderson. Holy fuck, we got a lot of old WCW fuckers here.
And, you got Nyla Rose getting that Vicky heat.
Exactly.
Andrade Idolo, everybody's giving that heat, but all of a sudden, as soon as he comes out, they're like, whoa, stop the nuclear heat, turn it off, it's Andrade, ha. Like that, you could hear the halting and screeching of the brakes trying to back it up, because they know they screwed up.
And see, I even think Cody, to a certain extent, is the future of this business.
He is. But he's just going to have to get around that no-can-do title shot.
I'm okay with that, though. Again, Cody's not somebody that needs the title.
No. He took the TNA title. He ran with it. He did a good job with it.
TNT title, fuckface.
What did I call it?
TNA.
TNA. See, you called TNA TNT earlier. We both fucked it up. Fuck it.
It says the one thing that made no sense is having Scorpio Sky tag with Ethan Page when they broke up SCU for him to be a singles competitor. Don't even get me started on breaking up tag teams to go into different tag teams. Damien wants to change the subject for a second. Butters, are you streaming from a Babies R Us?
Why, Damien? Why do you ask?
You asked that question.
I mean, are you talking about the Chim Pokemons in my background?
Nothing different.
That's what I say. I just have a new setup right now. Temporary, but new.
Frank says, plus with the new show, I can see stables break up. We can see the hierarchy of how the card's going to be. This new show, and I think this is the most time we've ever devoted to AEW on the face of the planet.
God, 41 minutes and counting, boys and girls.
This new show for AEW.
I think we need to check our temperatures first.
I think it's shit. I think it's going to be so good for them because, to Frank's point, it gives them another platform, right? Yep. If you listen to Eric Bischoff, he didn't want Thunder. They didn't want to do Thunder. They didn't want the expense, right? But then when you look back at Thunder, you're like, wait a minute. Thunder actually helped storylines. Like, they made Thunder work, right?
It's kind of like doing, it's kind of like WWE does with Raw and SmackDown, 2 shows.
Exactly. By the way, this is my favorite thing on the planet. I don't mean to segue. My boss got me a cooler for up here that I have just soda cans sitting in here. It's literally the best thing on the planet because it's right there. I don't have to leave the room, and you keep me caffeinated. We're good.
Hells to the year. Oh man, you should have just done it. Popped it right in front. Just screw it. Screw everybody's ears.
I did. See, and Dylan, 10 p.m. on a Friday is a tough time slot. No, I get it. But at least down here in Texas, and Dylan, I don't know where you're at. I see the hockey jersey, so you have to be somewhere with relatively cold temperature or seasons. A lot of bars out here will have TNT on.
Yep. I haven't been to many lately, but I could see.
Well, every bar I go into has TNT on in some capacity, especially during the basketball season.
I was going to say, isn't basketball shown mostly on TNT?
Mm-hmm. So they're prone to leave it on, right, after a game's over or whatever the case may be. So I think it's going to do well, but again, we're in a DVR era, right? 10 p.m. on a Friday night, that just gives me something to watch Saturday morning.
Not to mention 10 p.m. on a Friday night, they're coming on right after SmackDown.
Yeah. If you're somebody that just likes pro wrestling, you don't care about the companies, you don't care about anything else, you just enjoy sitting down and watching pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, it just became your fucking night.
I seen a video the other day, just a little quick TikTok type video, saying, Grandma loves her wrestling. Here she is in the morning, wrestling on the TV. All the way up until the evening, here's Grandma watching wrestling, still on TV. You got those people that wrestling's my thing. If it's on, I'm on it. If it's on, I'm watching it. I don't care who it is, who's on. Watching some good old fashioned wrestling.
And I think I'm the same way. I think that if wrestling's on and it doesn't matter what company it is, it doesn't matter anything like that, I'll watch it, I'll sit down. I mean, I don't need to know necessarily what's happening, but if it's good, if it's truly good wrestling, I'll watch anything.
Let's take, for instance, I'm at the good old Cards and Comics every Saturday, just about every Saturday. And
Which,
it's like,
gotta give Cards and Comics a shout out. Up in Conroe, they are the premier card and comic location, and it's so funny. I always talk about Tune Up, how I go to Tune Up all the time, everything like that. It's on Sawdust, and it's right there by another comic book store. So a couple weeks ago, I said, you know what? Let me walk over to this comic book store, and I've never been in it. I've heard about it for years.
I know which one you're talking about.
I've never walked in there. I walked in there. I wasn't impressed. It's very clearly a tabletop game setup. And don't get me wrong, those are cool. Like, I haven't seen a tabletop game in a very long time. And they have come so far, and they're so intricate, and there's so much going on. Like, that's cool. Like, I would play those games if I actually had the time to devote to play those games.
And the money.
But what I love about Cards and Comics is that it is truly a comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in and immediately it's comic books. Right? Very, very big wall of comic books. Right? And you equate it back to how you used to go to a record store and you filter through the little...
Yep.
Right? They've got those too. And then you've got all your trading cards, your Magic. What's in those? Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon still?
Yep.
Two big-ass cases of Magic cards, a Yu-Gi-Oh case, and a Pokemon case. Is it up to 3 now?
1, 2, 3. Let's see, so 3 Magic, 1 Sports, 1 Pokemon, 1 Yu-Gi-Oh.
And then the dice case.
And then the dice case, the big-ass dice case.
Oh, you are right. That spot right by...
The spot in front is 2. There's a spot in the back that has 3 shelves, 1 being dice, 1 being Magic, 1 being Sports. There's 3 in the front, 1 being Pokemon, 1 being Yu-Gi-Oh, 1 being snacks.
Okay. No, you're right. Okay.
But it is and then a whole...
2 rooms of Funko Pops.
That's like say 2 rooms.
And then tables. Like, they actually have just tables for you to sit down and open play trading card games.
Yep.
Right? And how many times have you and I been in there to where either somebody's playing and it's, oh, you know what? I need this card. Or, hey, have you thought about adding this card to your deck? Or play this way? And you and I have sat there with the big boxes, because they got boxes all over the joint of different cards, helping people build decks, right? Mm-hmm. You're doing it because you get paid to. I'm doing it because I was bored. Right? I vaguely remember, not vaguely, I firmly remember those Sundays we used to sit in there. Or after a show, like we used to do a show out of there. Those are some of my favorite memories.
Yeah.
But I digress. I got off on a tangent.
Oh, no, you're good. But most Saturdays, he'll even say it, he loves wrestling, likes to have it on, even if it's just in the background to hear it while everybody's working. He loves to have it on because it's, like you said, if it's good, whether it's good or, even just in the background, just to watch it here and there, even if it's a wrestling documentary, just anything that's got to do with wrestling, it's like, love it, got to watch it, got to have it on,
Yep.
Even if, like, say, I'm doing something, I will literally have, my phone will be, here in hand, YouTube, throw something on wrestling, set it there, do whatever I'm doing, whether it be papers or...
See, for me, as far as, like, putting it on for background noise or whatever, I am more prone to put on a promo for background noise, right? Like, go find some of my favorite promos, because I don't have to watch the promo. I will find myself, if I put on a match I like, sitting down and watching the match. And then, like, folding clothes, for example. all right, I'm going to watch Kane and The Undertaker, whatever, right? Let's make a fucking match. Mankind, Triple H, No Way Out in the retirement match in the Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
You can't not watch that match. So clothes wouldn't get folded. They'd all get thrown back in the hamper, put in the closet, and I'd get in bed and watch the show.
Forget about your clothes for a week.
3 months.
Ooh, son, 3 months.
I wear the same shit all the time.
That's very true. I wear
and I have two laundry baskets. I have one for clean clothes, one for dirty clothes.
That's because I wear my work clothes 6 days a week, and I wear one T-shirt once a week.
Yeah, pretty much. But actually, I want to watch a match tonight or two. Sounds fantastic.
That, boys and girls, tells you it's good old-fashioned wrestling.
Speaking of watching things back and everything like that, you haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. On this program next week, 1 week from tonight, July 3rd, it's finally going to happen. We are finally going to have our Star Wars roundtable. And here is our promo graphic. We're going to take the banner off for a second. Okay. Next week, oh my God, that's the best graphic I've ever seen. Fuel the Geek is a Facebook group. It's a local Houston area Facebook group. They're sponsoring a Star Wars roundtable July 3rd in our time slot. It's going to be myself, Butters. We're going to be joined by Chucks, Jake, maybe Pete. Pete's got a couple things he's got to figure out first if he's going to be able to join us. But we will be breaking down. We will be breaking down Star Wars, everything like that. And we're going to go really in depth with it too. Chucks and I separately, ever since we got StreamYard, have really hardcore talked about wanting to do some of these fandom shows. And this is hopefully the first of many. We got friend of the podcast, Chef Andrew Gibson, chiming in. Hey guys, what's up, Chef? How we doing, my man? And Frank goes, yeah, I had to make Jake Princess Leia. Somebody had to be Leia. I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to drop that graphic into Fuel the Geek.
Oh, please, because I need to drop it all over all week.
Yeah, we're gonna have this everywhere. We're gonna be promoting the hell out of it.
Uh-oh.
Andrew, you're still a jerk.
Why? Because he's Princess Leia, always needs safe.
No. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to put it out there. But short version of the story, I called Andrew this morning. I called Andrew's office this morning from the reception desk, and I had a question for him. And I may or may not have forgotten the answer to the question until I physically asked the question. But by that point, it was already the damage was already done. And well, it was a kind of a dick move, but I still had a good laugh about it. Once I asked the question, it all kind of came back to me, and I remember. To be fair, in my defense, I thought the situation was handled.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Uh-oh.
Andrew, I see your comment there. Let me hit you up. Dad was sick last week, so I'm doing some Father's Day with Dad. I got to double check times, but let me hit you up when you're not going to be up when I'm off the show, you old friggin' man. I'm surprised you're up now. But I'll text you in the morning and I'll let you know. Let me just double check with my dad on a couple of things. Anywho, Damien says, I love watching wrestling ever since I was a kid. Don't give a crap how crappy it is. However, it shouldn't be more than an hour, just saying. It depends.
I say 2 hours.
Like 2 hours, I think is a prime because you got to think about it. On an hour show, you're spending at least 15 minutes in commercials, right? And then to try to fit everything in, like go back. You remember the days of NXT being an hour? They weren't really accomplishing anything.
Nope.
In an hour time, right?
Look at SmackDown. They've got that formula down right. They've got it down to a science. Yes, their ratings are up and down, but the 2 hour time slot and everything they do in those 2 hours has them down to a good show.
And I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. I know I am. I'm okay with a 3 hour time slot.
Mm-hmm.
If, the caveat is if you don't do it the way WWE does it now, where there's a lot of filler, a lot of bullshit, a lot of
too much
nonsense,
filler.
Right? Like, I'm okay with a match that means nothing, right? We're going to put, I'm going to spitball here, right? We're going to put AJ versus flipping Kofi Kingston just because.
Oh, you mean like Bobby Lashley versus Xavier Woods in a Hell in a Cell?
Shut your mouth.
Because somebody was crying they didn't get a Hell in a Cell match on TV?
Shut your whore mouth.
At the last minute without promoting it?
But, like, again, though, I'm okay if you put a match or two in there. But go back to WCW. At one point, WCW had a 3 hour Nitro. But they essentially treated each hour like its own show. They rotated commentary teams through. They had not main event matches, but bigger matches to cap off the hour, or a big segment to cap off the hour. There was always an overarching story, and WWE used to do that, and they used to be really good at it. You know, Damian wants to say, "Screw the comedy crap or the PG crap." I disagree with you, though. I think there is room for the comedy. I think there is room for the PG era stuff if it's done properly. Because if you want to go back, and Damian, we've only been doing this show for a little bit, right? So I don't know what your thoughts were when they first went, I won't say when they first went PG, but probably about a year after they went PG. Because we've been getting it for years anyway. Once they officially went PG. There was a point where I was like, hey, you know what? Wrestling's good. Wrestling's okay right now. I'm okay with this. It's an adjustment period. Again, I'm a nerd, right? So I equate it to Doctor Who. Anytime there's a new doctor that comes around, fuck this guy. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. You know, 4 episodes in, you're like, all right, this is okay, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
By about like episode 8 or 9, holy shit, this is like, he's the best doctor on the planet. And then they're getting ready to get rid of his ass. And you're like, I don't want you to go. You know? And we start the vicious cycle all over again. And I think that's where we're at right now with WWE.
They're trying to figure out they're trying to refigure out their pace. They're trying to figure out, you know, where they can go again.
I think we're gonna see a change in the formula, especially with them touring again.
Yes.
We're going to see a change in the formula and a change in the feel of the shows. And I think the stuff we nitpick on is going to get overshadowed by, wow, that was a really cool moment.
Well, now they can do a little more because now they have the fans. Now they can see where they can go.
Well, and I think that Xavier Woods-Bobby Lashley match is a completely different match if there's fans around.
Yep.
Right? I think it's the same action in the ring, but I think it's a different feel with fans. Right? That's why AEW the last few weeks has been really good to watch. Even if the wrestling isn't always great, but they've had people there.
Yes.
Right?
Wrestling.
It's such a different feel that now than it was then. Right, so we're in a transitional period there. I really didn't want to keep anybody. I really didn't want to keep anybody too long. This was very, very clearly an AEW show. We got off on a tangent. I did promise I'll reactions, recap it a little bit. Fucking hated it. This is the first. This is the first. This is the first WWE show, I think, in the better part of 2.5 years that I didn't watch. That I haven't gone back and watched. It was predictable. It was exactly what I said it was going to be on this show last week.
Mm-hmm.
When I said not a title was going to change hands, nothing spectacular was going to happen. The Roman Rey Mysterio match should have happened on fucking Sunday, but it was.
Yep,
it
you'd have
was
had a better
just-
pay-per-view for it.
Now, that being said, what happened last night? We got fucking Edge.
The rated
Edge
R
show.
superstar. Get it right.
That is one of my favorite things. But
Edge.
I'm okay with Edge. We talked about it before the show. At Money in the Bank, it's going to be Edge, Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins is pissed. It should have been Seth in his eyes. And the comment is, should this have waited till SummerSlam?
No, because this sets up for Edge versus Seth at SummerSlam.
Which I've heard that a lot.
Because, like you said, Edge got the title shot. Seth is pissed. Seth is going to cost Edge, and then we're going to see Seth versus Edge at SummerSlam for one of your big matches. Because it also isn't just about Seth being pissed. You know, yes, Edge is going to be pissed that Seth interfered, but Edge could potentially be pissed that Edge tried to fucking end him years ago.
Right. If they do that callback, I think I'm a little more okay with it.
I think they'll do that callback, but you'll more see of Edge is pissed because Seth just cost him a title shot. You know, he's already pissed enough as is because Daniel Bryan inserted himself into the match. Now he's even more pissed because Seth Rollins just inserted his ass into the match and cost him the match.
Yeah, he comes in like a cannon last night. You know, sets the world ablaze. And I think that it was the right moment to have. I think the Seth Rollins thing will take shape.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I struggle, right? Because you know Edge isn't going to win this title.
Correct.
I almost say fuck the match and just do Edge and Seth.
At Money in the Bank?
The Money in the Bank. Fuck
I'd be okay with it.
right? Because you got to think about it.
The only way you're going to shock me at Money in the Bank is somebody cashing in.
This show is the first pay-per-view with fans.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think some of what we thought was going to be predictable is going to happen. It isn't going to happen, I mean. We're going to get some unpredictability. Stephanie said in an interview recently, SummerSlam, they're thinking they got a lot of stuff planned for SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam is a bigger show than WrestleMania this year.
Yes. By far. It's got to be. Your first, yes, WrestleMania is the first show back, but SummerSlam's going to be your first truly big show back, and you need to do something. You don't need to disappoint. Because you disappoint,
Correct.
and then it's just going to go downhill for you from there. You disappoint everybody, you disappoint the fans, and you're throwing downhill at that point.
I completely 100% agree.
I'm liking this Money in the Bank so far with some of the, entries. I question, and I've seen it brought up. I question how come you make people, have qualifying matches, but yet you give Carmella her spot. Just straight up give it to her, and yet everybody else has to qualify.
I think there's more at play there, though. I think that's going to play into part of the Sonya Deville story.
Yeah, but even the women on Raw had to qualify.
I understand that, but I think I want to give them the benefit of the doubt with Sonya Deville,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the SmackDown side.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sonya's picking essentially one person on each brand, and that's kind of like her person,
Okay.
right? She's got Charlotte, where she was kind of catering to Charlotte or whatever have you.
Yeah.
And I think she's catering to Carmella.
So she's
on
catering
SmackDown.
to the two blondes.
Kinda.
I mean, what are you going to get the Bimbo faction next?
Oh dear God, you didn't just say that. But I think there's more to it. I think it's going to play in more than we realize.
And I hope so. And like I said, I'll let it, go. I'll let it slide. But I question how you have all the other women qualify and give it to one. Oh yeah. You know what? Screw it. You're automatically in. Well, I want to be in it. Oh no, Liv, you got to qualify.
Well, but you got to think about it though. There's only 3 spots for each brand.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, I thought it was 4. I thought they were doing
be.
8. I thought they were doing 8 competitors this year.
It might, even if it's 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up the women's roster real fast. I want to see if I'm right in my thinking.
All good. Always got to figure it out.
All right. So female talent for SmackDown. You have Bayley and Bianca out. Okay. So Carmella, Liv, Sasha. Okay. You have 3 people. Okay. And Mia Yim. All right. You got 4. Okay. You're either going to... So if it's 3, you got to qualify it somehow because ain't nobody seen Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mia Yim's been non-existent. You're going to have to give these people those spots. You can't do a qualifier with them. Whereas over on Raw, and I'm only listing off people that are available for a program, okay?
Yeah.
Alexa, Asuka, Dana. I can't believe I'm actually going to say this name out loud. Doudrop, Eva Marie, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Nia, Shayna. I'm not counting Rhea. I'm not counting Nikki. I'm not counting Charlotte.
Well, Asuka and Nikki have already qualified.
Even more reason not to count them. But look at that. It's fucking 8. You can get away having qualifiers here.
Okay.
Right? I get where you're coming from. I completely understand that line of thinking. But when you actually look at it on paper, I can justify why we're having the Raw talent qualify and we're giving it to the SmackDown talent.
Okay.
Right? If it was more balanced out, or we had more people, or we had, less spots or whatever have you.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Right? But I think we're
one in, and you have less people that need to qualify for SmackDown side. I get it.
Yeah. So I get where they're coming from with it. I'm excited for Money in the Bank. I think it's going to be a really good show.
I want to get your thoughts on something.
Oh, God, this never ends well for me.
I want to know what your thought process is on the new Raw character, the new Raw superhero. Super Nikki. I don't know what they're going to call her, but...
All right, so... I already made the Grover comment. I already made the Grover joke earlier this week.
I got to hear this one.
The Grover joke was, the picture got sent to me, but it was Nikki with the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the joke that no, she looks like she needs to be sitting on Sesame Street next to fucking Super Grover. Okay. We got a couple comments coming in, so hold on. Kevin says, "What's up, fellas? I actually agree with you, Andy. Something will be in play more. The question, what about Tamina and Natalia? Are they out? No, but I'm not counting them in that because they're the women's tag champions and they're fucking useless." Damien says, "I think they're going to do a surprise entrance from NXT to represent SmackDown. I don't put it past them. I think you can definitely get away with a call up here." And Todd says, "Philly Dilly. To you, average YouTuber guy." So what I'm gathering of this Nikki Cross outfit, okay, I think this is something of her own choosing.
And that's what I've heard too. I think she even tweeted out that it was her own idea. She's been pitching this idea for a while.
Correct. If that's the case, I have no room to shit on this character, on this decision. That's the best word I could use. Decision to do this character. However, it looks dumb.
I literally
WWE wardrobe, and I'm gonna get on a soapbox here, so you might have to stop me at a certain point. For all the work that these ladies and these guys do at a sewing machine, you literally send this lady out here to she's had classic matches with Asuka, right? It is stupid. To Todd.
Oh wait, that's right, because it wasn't with Asuka. It was with Alexa. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Asuka qualified, because it's Alexa and Nikki that qualified, because they teamed up this past Monday.
One way or the other, I don't give a fuck.
But okay? You know what? I could see where this is going though. I could almost see where this is going, because you have Super Nixie versus Evil Alexa. He left, boys and girls. Oh my god! For those of you listening, he left the chat. Yeah, why not? It's the Harley to her Joker, or not the Harley to her Joker, the Harley to her Batgirl, however you want to call it.
Stop talking.
Either way,
if this is the route they're gonna go, God kill me.
I mean, yes, she took inspiration from, Molly Holly and the Hurricane. And potentially,
But what grinds my gears, and to coin a phrase of my friend Jax, it makes my skin crawl and my balls itch.
Okay.
To the fact that we send her out there wearing the absolute worst ring attire I have ever seen. And I have seen Los Matadores. I have seen El Torito. I have seen fucking Mordecai. I have seen
Love Mordecai.
I've seen the good. I've seen the bad. I've seen the fucking Shockmaster. Goddamn overgrown stormtrooper fat fuck.
It's shockingly great.
I saw Glacier.
Big Daddy V.
Oh yeah. That weird Midian, that weird fuck.
Mark Henry's son.
But I rest my case. Okay?
The Boogeyman.
Don't you do it, you fucker. No. Absolutely not.
Super Grover! Send it! Ship it!
No, bastard.
Yes.
I really don't like this, and I'm less and less inclined to like it the more and more I see the outfit.
I mean,
Like, my biggest hang-up, I don't care if you want to go out and do the superhero thing. I think you're a little late for that, honestly. The ship has sailed on capitalizing on the superhero movement because, fucking Marvel. And that fucking mouse. God damn it.
who's to say this leads to the mouse?
No. Oh, I swear to God. I swear to God. Conrad brought it up. Conrad Thompson brought it up on 83 Weeks. I was listening to their podcast. And he brings up the fucking mouse buying WWE. And talks about going and getting on like a Undertaker ride or whatever have you. And don't get me wrong, I would be the first person to buy tickets, get on a plane, fly out there, and everything like that.
You go to Disney and ride the last ride?
Or there actually be an interactive Hall of Fame, right?
Oh my God, yes.
It could do that, right? But I don't know if I would like the mouse owning.
I just meant it as a joke with the whole superhero startup thing. Here's your hint as to who's buying us next. Here's a superhero.
That would be the worst thing on the planet.
Oh, well, and then if the house buys WWE, well, something tells me at the Royal Rumble, Donald, Mickey, and Goofy's gonna come in and fuck some shit up. Yacht.
Shut up. Shut up. Todd goes, "Hey, I love the show Loki." I gotta say, this is the first Marvel show since WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier that I'm watching weekly. I haven't watched this week's yet. I also haven't heard good things about this week's yet. So
I haven't watched anything this week. I haven't heard anything this week. I plan on watching it later tonight.
Oh, you haven't watched Bad Batch this week?
Nope, neither one. I always try to watch both of them together.
I know, like, it's just so funny, and we're gonna end the show here in a second, but it was so funny. We talked about last week how you had to go and watch the Bad Batch. Mm-hmm. I kid you not. I am laying in bed. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought you forgot.
No, I had to go get food, and I was waiting in line for a bit.
No, that's fine, but I thought you forgot. I'm laying in bed just fucking around on TikTok or doing whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get a message from you. Holy fucking shit. Or holy fuck or whatever it was.
I think it was what the fuck or some shit like that. Something like that.
I busted out laughing. And I think
I know what it was. It's "You've got to be shitting me."
Yeah, that's what it was. And I think you're going to do the same thing again this week. Because, and not going to lie to you, I watched it Friday morning. What happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just, I let it simmer. And then I was sitting in the driveway. Somebody sent me a TikTok to watch. So I watched the TikTok, and then I went to the next one. And it was a theory. And the theory is okay, right? Whatever. But it was the way they worded a certain sentence in their description to where I went, oh my God. Oh my God. And it all clicked. And we're going to talk about that next week when we do our Star Wars show brought to you by Fuel the Geek right here on HUD Radio. We're going to break down a ton of Star Wars stuff. It's going to be cool. I personally can't wait. This is what feels like years in the making.
I'm so excited.
Jungle Boy says, Todd goes, did Jungle Boy win? No, he didn't win. He unfortunately lost to Kenny Omega. Kevin says Star Wars awesome. Yeah, guys. Next week, our normal time, 9:30 Central, 10:30. We might go on a little earlier. You're shaking your head.
Maybe not. 9:30 would be good for me.
Okay, 9:30 it is then.
I'll tell you why later.
That's fine. So 9:30 next week, Central Time, 10:30 Eastern. And we're, like I said, we're going to have a ball with this. I am super excited. This is years in the making. Chuck's, and we finally got Butters into our little chat that we have to talk about the show. Yeah, very cool. Is that Clone Wars Ahsoka?
I do believe so. Yes, it is. The wife bought it. She's been kind of getting this kick of buying Star Wars pops lately.
There you go. Todd says, I'll be there. I'm debating Mace is still alive. When I tell you what, so I'm not going to give anything away of what we've got on the docket. And we're always adding stuff. Kevin says, I have Star Wars Legos. Bam! I got Legos right over here. I don't know if you can see it, but I got an X-Wing down there, a Y-Wing, and a TIE Fighter. But when Chucks and I went back and forth the other day real quick on what we're going to talk about next week. And the stuff that we have planned for you next week, it's going to be all the theories, all the debates, all the holy shit that actually makes sense. And then we're going to bury certain movies because certain movies just absolutely blow, or certain storylines, or certain lines of dialogue that just piss you off. It will be one of the most entertaining shows in a long while, at least for us, right? Because I am convinced. I have convinced myself that there will be a fight next week. Because somebody, and I don't know who, somebody is gonna say something that somebody else isn't gonna like, and it's gonna be war.
Jar Jar Binks is the greatest character alive.
I will bitch slap you. I will let Chucks produce.
And that is how it starts, boys and girls.
I will let Chucks produce, have the conversation, and I will drive to your house and on the air beat you with that Eevee hanging up off the shelf.
Oh, that's a plushie Eevee. My wife would kill you for this. She'll give you something to beat me with. How about that?
Fine. Damien says, damn it. So y'all mean to tell me I've got to watch all the Star Wars crap? Great. Oh, don't make it sound like it's a bad thing. Kevin goes, technically by book, both Han and Leia have 3 kids, not 1. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot. Todd goes, all the new Star Wars movies should have never seen the light of day. Butters is gonna cause mayhem. Oh yeah. And Frank goes, I heard Jar Jar. Fun fact, I almost put Jar Jar in the graphics for the shiggles.
Hey, best thing he could have done is put Jar Jar in there and put Ralphie's face on it.
Don't tell him that. I just sent the thing to Tony and Mike. Todd goes, can I get an invite to the chat? I don't know what chat you're talking about, but we'll definitely, Todd, get with me on Facebook. And I'll give you a reminder, and I will send you the link when we go live for that show, so that we can make sure that you're there for it. Because, like I said, I think we're gonna have so much fun with it. I think we're gonna have a ton of people chiming in, and it's gonna be a good one next week. I can't wait for it. Let's pay some bills. Let's get out of here. Body Check Wellness is a line of products that promote wellness and balance and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code HVD for 20% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal's Our Doc. Make him yours. Check him out on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com or Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Alan Foy of eXp Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, changing career brokerage, contact Alan Foy of eXp Realty at 302-682-8820 or alan.foy@exprealty.com. Get 20% off your order and free shipping at Manscaped with the code HUD Radio. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. That's manscaped.com, promo code HUD Radio. And guys, don't forget, we do have the memberships going on YouTube. They're $9.99 a month. You get appearances on shows, members-only streams, shout-outs, weekly sports picks from Money Pot Podcast. Definitely check out the membership. We might be doing something. I got to talk to Tom, but there's going to be we might take a little nerd route with that too. I don't know. I got to see what we can do. Jamie goes, I swear, if y'all do Star Trek, I'm out.
Damn.
I'm a Star Trek nerd. I'm a Star Trek nerd through and through to my core. But Star Trek is absolute, right? There is no, oh, well, maybe this would have happened or maybe that would have happened. There are no I wouldn't say plot holes. I couldn't do a show on Star Trek short of, what's your favorite season? What's yours? Oh, I like this. Right? I couldn't do that with the Star Trek universe. Now Marvel, Power Rangers, and some other stuff, maybe. There might be stuff in the works. Just keep your eyes on what we do. And if you guys aren't with Fuel the Geek, I can't show enough love for the Fuel the Geek Facebook group on Facebook.
They also have a podcast.
They do. I'm so far behind on that. But those guys over there, it's hysterical stuff, great conversation all the time. And they're good to us. They are friends of this channel. They are friends of this podcast. They are friends of this show. I had the pleasure of meeting the guys that run it, two of the guys that run it, Mike and Tony, back in Fandemic, right before the pandemic started, oddly enough. And they are just two very, very good guys. And the entire team over there, Fuel the Geek, awesome people. Can't say enough good things about them. Some last things. We didn't get into the releases. I am totally okay with Nick Khan saying "fuck everybody," and I don't care who you are. I'm firing your ass. And Ty goes, "You can't do a whole show on Star Trek. That's a civil war." I could do a whole show on Star Trek, but there's not enough fandom. Not fans of the show, but like there's not enough fan fiction of, oh, what if this would have happened? What if that would have happened? Right? Again, it's very absolute. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Right? You know, if anything, you're filling in little time gaps, but those time gaps don't really matter in the grand scheme of Star Trek.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
I know. It's a shame. But guys, we're going to get out of here. We will see you next week for our Star Wars show. Like I said, I cannot stress enough how awesome this show is going to be. I'm super excited. For all of us here at HUD Radio, check out all our shows, everything that we do here. We're going to leave you with the graphic one last time to promote next week. I'm Ritz. That's Butters. We will see you all later. Peace out.
Adios.
And may the Force